I don't listen to the haters, man, I treat them like the enemy. Had a couple traitors, man, but now they know the penalty. I tell them, see you later, fam, I do not need this jealousy. I got no time for failure.
Welcome out today, boys and girls. As you can see, we are taking a look at Transformers Earthrise Scorponok. I will put the light on real quick, trying to add him. And we'll take a quick look at the box. As I'm going to cut it up later for the art. Make a nice little poster. As you can see, we do have a nice shot of Scorponok being blasted in the air by what we can assume is Megatron. Quite spoilers for the Netflix show. As we can go over here, we can see B running from Fast Track. Because I want to say one of the Dotson twins Dotson triplets being pulled out of the thing. Or out of an explosion. Come to this side of the box, you have your obligatory Earthrise seed shot. And then to the back, Scorponok. Zarak. Lord Zarak. Takes 39 steps to turn him into base mode, 33 steps to turn him into Scorpion mode, which both alt modes look amazing. I've already done this review once, but I need to redo it because complications. And no, I will not be doing Titan to Titan. That is way too much, and that's why I'm having to re-record. Real quick, I'll scoot him back on the table. Angle the camera down a little bit. Now to do some size comparisons. Combiner class. I don't care what you say, that's combiner class. Abominus. Voyager class, or leader class. Ultra Magnus. Voyager class Headmaster Ape Face. And yes, I am looking at getting Snapdragon. Deluxe G1 class. Because precious! Rodimus Prime. Deluxe class. Chrome Dome. Legends class. Bombshell. Micromaster class. I forgot his name. His minions. From the Titans Return toy line, which scaled beautifully, I do have to say. And yes, I did just fill up this table to give some decent comparisons. The only two comparisons here that do not make sense are Bombshell and the Micromaster. Everything else I chose because it fits with the theme of Scorponok, the leader of the Decepticon Headmasters. So, I'm going to get these guys safely off to the side. And no, I'm not feeling well, if you guys can tell in my voice. I'm going to set these guys down on the floor for a minute. In the Hot Rod, the Rodimus is a reissue from the commemorative series. So, I'm actually just going to set him up here for now. G1. And that was the Ultra Magnus that came as a leader, not the one that comes in the big box that you can't see its paint scheme, which I hate. Scorponok. Remove the head. This piece that just pegs right back in falls out way too much. Let me bend him over. And yes, he is ridiculously top heavy because of a lot of kibble. So again, lift, out. Okay. Bring Zarak closer to the camera as we get to see a beautiful face sculpt by Hasbro. I would probably take pictures of Zorak and I will put them in. But the molding is just amazingly good on both heads. Even though his Titan Master has a generic face, I still like the molding on it. We're going to set that aside because now we're going to get this into Scorpion Head mode. There you go. Yeah, that's really all you do for Scorpion Head mode. Just burp. But all jokes aside, now let's get into robot mode. Flip this purple piece that is on top, which pegs into his crotch. Ready? 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 I see you. See you. There's one thing I like about this figure, like, oh hey, we're gonna make it where you have to remove faceplate. We're gonna give him eyes. Now for some parts forming. Take these orange bits, pull them off, and set them aside for now. Come to this tan piece here on the bottom. Flex. Well, not flex, but it's like pop it up. That will unlock the legs, where you just bring them down. That reveals the arms and all the assemblies. Next one, come to the sides. You push on these panels. No, I wouldn't do that. I would grip by the forearms that you can see and pull out because they peg into place as such. Next, you can take this cream piece and fold it down. It will peg nicely into place. Now take this purple panel here. These will both rotate on both sides. Unfold his arm as such. 1, 2, and flip his hand out. Arm. 1, 2, arm. Second verse was exactly like the first. And you're wondering, wait, what do we do with those pieces? Well, they could be wielded in his hand, as I presume some sort of blaster. Or as the instructions tell you to do it. Just take them. There are these pegs here. Holes. Holes here. Pegs on the outside. I will do this off camera because it does annoy me, because doing it on camera makes it where I can't line things up properly. And there we go. This one I will try to get on camera. There we go. And there you have the Lord Zorak Transtector in robot mode. But me, preferably, I like to just keep the horns on the side, because for me, I like how the orange like looks like it's supposed to be like, oh hey look, I have arm cannons, I'ma blast you. So anyways, I started blasting. No lights or sounds with like Cerebros. One thing I was disappointed about, but I can let that go. Because this was actually a huge improvement than Fort Max. In which I'm still expecting us to get a Croaton shrink down, but repaint of the the Fortress Maximus for the Cyberverse line. Like probably down to, I want to say maybe combiner size, seeing how a lot of the deluxes are essentially a scout class now for Cyberverse, from what I'm hearing about scaling. But posability on this dude, you do have a 360 at the shoulder, up and down due to transformation. You do get a double butterfly, or a double hinge at the elbow due to transformation. You do not get wrist swivel, but you do get in and out. Don't know what you could do with that. I'm still exploring with that. You do get a beautiful spread. You do get waist swivel. You do get a swivel via mushroom peg on the hips. Pegs, you do get a 90-degree bend at the leg and up. You do get a beautiful ankle pivot. Legs can move back that far. He can move forward that far. And for all the alt modes, I'm going to leave that in robot mode, because touching it for Scorpion mode is going to be a pain. And just so you'll get proper scaling, combiner, if you would like to scan for me. Don't you dare, Abominus. This is the reason I'm willing to invest money to fix you. Voyager, Minion, 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 Leader, Deluxe, excuse me, Max, I forgot, plus 2, Legends, and Micromaster. Well, new Micromaster. I wanted to be technical. G1 Micromaster, which is like in between our current Legends and my current Micromaster, which I actually kind of like. I'll probably call the Micromasters Mini Masters, or Mini Micros. And then G1 Scaling because he has the feud with Rodimus Pride. And 8 Faces Wing Plate came off again. At this point, I'm just going to give it to him as issue. Yeah, so you see he scales to about the size of a deluxe class, like Cerebros and Full Tilt. Give me 1 second, I think a lot of figures are about to fall. No, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. So I don't unplug my lift table slightly to get the air conditioning cable out from under. So I'm going to go ahead and set this guy back on the ground. Because we have 2 more modes to go through. I kind of want to minimize the amount of editing I have to do. I thought about putting Mindwipe into his robot mode, but I was like, no, I want to put them all in beast mode at once together. So I figured, why not just keep him Bat mode. I know it's a bit batty, but come on. Okay, he is a huge parts former. We're going to go into Scorpion mode. First things first, cannons. Pull them off. Come to the back. Pull the scorpion-looking shieldy thingy off. And yes, for some reason mine does that. Like one of the tendrils just pop off. Although I like the simple mechanic of them, probably just holding them in a bit better. Probably would have been better, but hey, can't complain. We finally got Scorponok after 35 years. First things first. We gotta throw his hands up in the air just like he doesn't care. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and just put them straight out. It doesn't matter right now. Okay. Next up, come to the back, as I have not turned them around for this reason. Pull on this to pull the entire section out. So this will allow us now to grab these scorpion legs, pull them out, reach in, pull this blocker panel out. That adds a lot of flush, and you can somewhat snap it into place. I don't know. So now we can go ahead and lay the figure down on its back. So at this point I'm going to turn him around where you guys can see. Let me zoom in. There we go, that should help a bit. Okay. Next we come to the legs. I'm going to pull this a little bit more forward where I can show you guys more accurately. Let me move Zarek up here right now so I can show you this a lot better. Purple panel, open, open, collapse, close, close. And now rotate this again and fold it down. Second verse, the first, pop, 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 pop. And yes, these are very loud ratchets. Now fold his legs in on themselves. Wait, I forgot a step. And no, we did not actually need to rotate the legs. So keep them straight. Because I forgot to do a step. Straighten his legs out. And rotate at the waist. Now take his legs and fold them in on themselves. These little black panels here, they need to stay flat down. Otherwise it is a pain transforming him back. Or transforming him into this mode. Okay. So now we're left with most of a scorpion. Now this tail piece, this is one of my biggest issues. Fold, open up, and no, this is not the reason why. Open up, flip. It is a huge accordion piece, I actually enjoy that. But what I'm talking about, let me grab my phone so I can get you a proper light. I don't know if you guys can see, yeah, there you go. These parts have to connect to these pegs. Because there are two of them and they're very finicky if you don't get both in at the right position and timing. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do that. One, two. Okay, that was the easiest I've ever done it. But I think what I've not done before, I haven't folded this bit up in it, where I'm a bit of an L. That is probably my fault. So turning the Scorpion mode around, it is a very nice Scorpion mode. And yes, I do have leeway on the camera, so I will grab it and do some panorama shots. It is very reminiscent of G1 Scorponok, I do have to say. I will go ahead and just put Zarek back into his head mode, where we can get this, because the more you transform a figure, the quicker it'll be. But I will remove the head. Sounds like a Pokemon. Sounds like a psychic type. But anywho, the more you transform a figure, the more you get familiar with it, and the more fun you have later on with it. Instead of it being a complete pain in the butt, as a certain gorilla jet a lot of people complain about. But a lot of people complain about over-complexity. It just is, oh hey, just do it enough times, even if you have to grab the instruction booklet, and you'll get used to it and you'll enjoy doing it. Okay, so, head on! Going back, when we attach the head, we do need to rotate it 180 for that. Which, I actually do like the fact that they had actually thought of, okay, what are we going to do for Scorpion mode eyes? And they actually went on and added a nice red stripe of detail. That in robot mode, it actually does look nice. And Scorponok goes, I see you. But I do like how this head came out. 2, this could probably have been a bit better executed. I don't care. We got Scorponok, 35 years eventually. But we got Scorponok. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the head. I think the connector port on mine is just loose. But anywho, I'm happy. I put him in robot mode for me, as long as his head will stay on while on the shelf, well, on top of the bookcase, I will be happy. There we go. And there are some play features in this mode for the Titan Masters. Port, fun little gimmick. Grab this, lift. Closer. Micromaster seat. Scorponok Command Center. And the reason I didn't go over Scorponok's posability in robot mode, I will do that at the very end. Because he's going back up on the shelf in robot mode. So, given I don't play with him for a few hours. And the big question is, can he still hold a combiner? Yes, he can. And yes, if you guys could let me know in the comment section below, like, what can I do to help Titan cut through its joints? Because he is the main weak link. I want to make him an arm, but I don't want to mess up the original combination, because this was the original combination set. Okay, yeah, there actually is support here. Let me go ahead and grab Zarak out. Set him off to the side. Oh yeah, my bad. These, they go onto the top of the claws. Or they can go up here, whichever suits your fancy. I think I will end up just doing up here, because it adds more like Titan Master features to the back. And then your big like scale piece, it just gets slapped on the back of the tail again. Just to cover up holes. Oh, that's my back. Okay. Moving on. Base mode, which I think is easiest to get to from the Scorpion mode, because it is actually, even though it is quite different, it is the easiest way to go. You have to remove the Zarak, the Scorponok, whichever you want to follow. At this point, we can return to robot mode. We do not need him in his head mode anymore for any of the really base configuration. So at this point, we will just make Big Zarak, the Scorponok, whichever you want to call him. We are going to remove the guns, the shield pieces on the legs, remove the stinger thingy. I have no idea what this is called yet. I have not looked at the instructions at all. Meaning I figured this all out on my own just using reference images. On the box. Now, I guess first things first, unplug the tail, collapse it up, and flip that back up. Easiest thing to do. Next, we come to the bottom of the figure. Panel up, legs in. Legs in. Set legs in, you giant scorpion. Next, come to the legs. Let's get them up. Handle, handle. Now, you see this gray line here? Let me actually try to rotate it so you guys can see it. This part here, pull. Well, like here they're reflecting, but they're actually like solid gray. Flip that out. That will make a ramp. And then just go ahead and flip this down, and it will rest like that. Then take his leg and extend it. Rotate that where the ratchet is up, as I like to do. Pull that this way. I think the instructions want you to do it peg up, or like pull up. I'm going to do that. So that you have some more play feature. Second verse, exactly like the first. But one thing you do need to do, it is on a double hinge. My bad. You do need to have the ratchet up, because we need to angle it down slightly to rest it, where the ramp will actually reach the surface. Well, for me, I will probably put the detailing on the front. Now, let me grab my phone light again. I'm going to put it here. We have tiny hole. And we have tiny peg. Time to make them work. And boom. Now, come to the claws. Point them up, relative, and bring them up. Rotate them to where they honestly look like this. Up, rotate, position. Close. Now we have to add all the pieces. In which what I would do first, holes in the barrels, pegs in the bottom of the shield, ba-boom, tower. The gun will not use its peg to connect, it will use holes, while the shield will actually use its pegs. Bada bing, bada boom. Plug in, plug on, and then throne room piece will just peg right onto there, allowing that. And there you have the Lord Zarak / Scorponok in base mode. Yes, I know my table is not big enough for all of it. Hold on. Let me try. Yeah, I think I have the filter on still. Yeah, I saw the zoom filter on. Yeah, that makes a world of difference. Okay. Scaling to vehicles, as I have a few to grab. And I just had them on the desk ready. You have Micromasters, which the ramps do beautifully use. It's a very bumpy road, though. But it works. Deluxes, that you off-road, they can use them. Legends, such as Blackjack / Rodimus, whichever you have, can use it well. The other ramps do work quite nicely. Now the Caravans from G1. They can use them fairly well. If it wasn't for the issue of just bump, 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 it would be much smoother. But hey, can't really complain. Alright, I was doing this and my leg was blocking it. But yeah. I think this is what the leg's supposed to transform. But gotta play my favorite game! Will it hold its combiner? So I have to adjust the hips. Yes! Yes, it will hold a combiner! And base mode, given the relative scalings of just everything. I think his base mode, honestly, is one of the best base modes that we've gotten out of the City Formers. It's just, wow. I mean, this thing is huge, but it makes it work so well. Now you can see, seeing all these comparisons, like, wow. That's... okay. Well, let's go ahead and just remove the non-important guys real quick, because I want to get a B-roll shot. And I don't mean non-important as non-important characters, I mean non-important to a scenery set. Because he's a leader of the Decepticon Headmasters, and I'm throwing Abominus because I feel every Titan should have a combiner with it. Superion fits with Metroplex. Computron fits with Fortress Maximus. Abominus fits with Scorponok. Manosaur fits with Trypticon. Sadly, Defensor and Bruticus do not get a combiner. Or Titan. I wish they would. Oh well. But they didn't in the G1 cartoon. There was only 4 big city formers. Anyways. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, but combiners and Titans don't mix. But yeah, a Titan is a city, and a combiner is the size of a city. So what? It works. And as much as I want to put him back into gorilla mode for this shot, I'm not going to. And this will actually be the thumbnail shot that I go with. I actually taken a photo on my phone for this. This is much better, higher camera res. I just don't have the storage on my phone to do this for view. There we go. Okay. Now let's go and get him back into robot mode, which I'm going to leave Zarek off. Not going to put him on just for posability. That part is you have to remember like which leg, which piece gets which part. Okay. We'll set this stuff off to the side. Okay. Disconnect. Collapse everything on the backpack, which is actually a very nicely done backpack. Just his legs. As such. I have his waist backwards. Rotate the waist. And fix the claws. Rotate the head stump. Okay, let me go and just put him back in normal head mode. Because this is going to be crazy to explain something up in here. Go take some cold, some cold medicine later. I mean, I guess you could from now, like, put that on the side of his arm, but I find it better. Wide pincer on the backpack. It's a nice, flush way to hide things. Posability, head. I'm not even going to bother attaching that right now. It's on a 360. You can look down that far. And I'm moving the head. Now reattach this. Don't know why that keeps popping off. Shoulder on a 360 tight ratchet. In and out on a very licky type ratchet. You get Bicep Crunch. Claws can go in and out. Fingers are articulated. Thumb is articulated. Get a very nice wide grab. You do get a waist rotation on a quiet but noticeable clicky ratchet. As the backpack just comes undone. I'm gonna put his arms out to the side. Real quick. Legs. He does get he do a full splits. Legs can move back that far. They can get forward all the way. As the backpack becomes undone yet again. You do get a knee swivel on the left racket. You get a double hinged knee joint. And you do get ankle pivot. Sadly, because of transformation, you do not get toe. But this is still an amazing figure that I would heavily recommend. I had pre-ordered mine from the Big Bad Toy Store, and I got it 2 days later. I got it in 2 days, but got it in 2 days of it saying it being shipped. I had paid $180 for this thing. No, I do not kid you. $180. And for those wondering, I have actually tested it in the first video. Fort Max will not fit on Scorponok. It is too big of a connector. That would have been a funny play feature though, like, hey, interchangeable heads. And if you guys are wondering if he can actually hold another figure, as he is supposedly doing so in the box, let me just grab Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime here. Angle it towards his face. And close him up. So you can supposedly hold a G1 figure. But let me grab the Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. So I'll put in the same exact position. Okay. So the Voyager Prime apparently is too much for him to handle. Let me try Ape Face. Yeah, because Ape Face actually is a little bit heavier. Let's see if this Voyager's in higher. No. Voyager Prime. But yet Ape Face is one of the biggest backpacks in the Seige line. Which is very surprising that he doesn't bring it down. He definitely will not hold Abominus. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave it. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.